All right, I'm here to do a really quick review of the Nuener N1 military grade camping lamp and external battery that is solar powered. What we have here is a camping lamp that has a solar panel built into the backside and has a 4400 milliamp battery built into the unit. You can use that battery to recharge whatever you want with the included USB plug right there. So there's a full-size USB port. I don't know what these other two ports are. I stuck a voltmeter on them and they give you the same output that you would get from the USB. It's 5 volts. I think they're probably all wired together. Didn't come with any cables or anything in the documentation indicating what these are for, so we're just going to ignore those for now. But it does have a standard full-sized USB port out. It provides 5 volts at about 1 amp. I actually tested it using a USB voltmeter, and I was able to get on my Samsung Galaxy Note 4, it gave me 1.15 amps out with the phone on, and that's exactly what I get with the phone on out of a 2 amp charging port, so it charged it decently. This port right here is the inbound charging port. It comes with a cable that has like a round stereo adapter type of plug that goes in there, and on the other end it has a full-size USB that you would plug into this sort of port either on your computer or an external charging adapter. So it's proprietary. You're going to want to hold on to that plug. If you lose it, you're going to have to make something or reorder a replacement. I do wish that this was micro USB or even mini USB. That would have been nice, but not a deal breaker for me, as I really plan on charging this via the solar panel. But let's kind of go back to the initial light performance. That's what this is about. I've charged it fully via a wall outlet. Wasn't paying attention to how long it took. I just left it overnight because I didn't know how much of a charge it actually came with. The next day I went and I stuck it in a laundry room. I put the solar panel face down so it wasn't getting any extra energy from there. I turned it on high. There are 3 levels. The first is half a watt, second is 1 watt, third is 1.5 watts. I went ahead and put it on a high, left it in the room, and it lasted between 14 and 3/4 of an hour to 15 hours. I actually walked by it 14 hours and 45 minutes and it was still on. When I checked it at 15, it was off. This is a digital light. It doesn't dim as power is decreasing like an incandescent light bulb. It's either on or it's off. So it's either working 100% or it's working 0%. You can see the power right there. We'll see if we can turn it on. So that's half a watt. That's 1 watt. That's 1.5 watts. 1.5 watts is more than enough light for a tent. On 1.5 watts, it completely illuminated my laundry room. No problem. It was very well lit. In fact, I could easily get my way around the room, which is a small room, but on half a watt, no problem. Okay, so to test the solar ability, I let the battery run completely down. I took it outside and I left this facing the bright sun for 3.5 hours. After 3.5 hours, I took it inside. Again, same room, put it on high, 1.5 watts, and the battery lasted about 5 hours. I had just checked it at like 4 hours and 50 minutes, and I came back at 5 hours and it was out. So it was really close to 5 hours. Do the math on that. Since it lasted 15 hours originally, this is 1/3 the time with a 3.5 hour charge. Multiply that by 3. And you're looking at like, 10.5 hours. I would say probably 12 hours to be on the safe side for it to fully charge. That isn't too bad. The box it comes in indicates that the light will stay on for up to 8 hours and that it takes 6 hours to charge via the solar panel on the back. So on the length of the light, it totally overperformed. 15 hours versus the claimed 8 hours is amazing. And then, of course, on the solar side, it's going to take 12 hours to charge versus the 6 hours claimed on the box. So a little underperformance, but in fact, I think that's a good performing solar panel, especially at something this size. It's about 6.5 inches across. I weighed it and it weighed 15.6 ounces, so it's not incredibly heavy, but it's not super light. I mean, it's, I'll bang it, and it doesn't sound dim. It's not flibbering. You don't hear anything jiggling inside of it. You got its stand, which will do a 360 degrees all the way around it, and you can use it to position it to face the sun. It adjusts at 22.5 degree increments, so half of a quarter of a degree each time, and it's useful again on the other side when positioning the light where you want it. You can also use it to hang it from your tent. It's got 3 different, so if you wanted it at a bit of an angle or maybe straight on, whatever, probably going to use the center. It's much lighter than a Coleman lantern, though. So definitely a little bit more portable, lighter than a traditional lantern, provides about as much light. Now, we'll kind of get into the solar panel on here really quick. The solar panel here is what's called a monocrystalline solar panel. It's flexible, and if I can get the right angle, you can see I can flex it even underneath this plastic here, which means that it's not going to break. If I drop it, nothing. Really hard. It's not going to break. Polycrystalline, and I'll show you an example here. This is a hard panel. I'm not going to hit this very hard because this can break. In the past, these had a better efficiency and they would provide more electricity. Nowadays, though, these monocrystalline displays seem to do about as good a job as any other display, and I really like the fact that it's flexible and it's not going to break. I've had a few of these monocrystalline displays like this that have cracked, and I've had them in portable chargers that fold up, kind of sandwiched together, and you drop it and it breaks, and it still works, but you kill the efficiency. This monocrystalline display or panel is going to work a little bit better. And again, you can see the light bending a little bit. I can flex it here. So it's not going to break. It's rated at 3.3 watts, I believe, on the box. Compared to some other panels I have that are made of the same material, I have some that are double. In fact, I can show you one right here. It's pretty much the same display. And I don't know if you can see here, but there's half and there's half. And it's basically, this is a 7-watt panel, and this has 1/2 of that 7-watt panel. So it's a 3.5-watt panel. The manufacturer is calling it a 3.2-watt panel. All in all, I think it's a decent product. The battery life lasts good. It's going to charge your devices in a pinch. It's going to take about 12 hours to fully charge the 4,400 milliamp internal battery, which then will in turn charge a cell phone probably about full once, or a tablet a little bit more than half. It's well made. I mean, like it's not coming apart. This engages nicely. You can remove this plastic front if you want, because it is a little bit hazy. It diffuses the light if you want a slightly more directional light on it. Yeah, so all in all, there you go. Good product. Just wish I knew what these ports were for, and I wish this came with just a regular micro USB. But if you're just using this in the sun, which I imagine most of you will be, yeah, it works. It's a good product.